Sailboats make the funniest sounds. I guess that's a halyard on the mast, but it's just, you try and sleep in these things, and before you go to bed you have to go eliminate all of that. And people say, oh, I like those sounds. Well, okay, I'm at the boat today because remember in our last episode I replaced the exhaust hose and that fixed that leak. Well, there must have been something else hiding, giving me some more water once in a while that I didn't know about, because there's no water coming out back there by any of that in the transom. But when I run the engine for like a half an hour, I get a little pool of water back by the prop shaft. And it's not coming from the prop shaft that I can tell because it doesn't start there. That's just a low area where it pools before it makes its way into the bilge. So today, I'm going to start the engine, and I'm going to put paper towels in several areas to try and see where the water is starting. It has to have something to do with the engine running in that system, because there's no water in this boat when it's just sitting here. It starts off dry, I run the engine, and there's a little bit of water. So my goal today is to see if I can figure out where that's coming from. Oh. Aha! Oh yeah. Hi, well, it seems I found my leak, which looks like it's my fault, because when I checked this before, after I installed it, I felt in here. I didn't feel anything, but I wonder if that's... The more I look at this video, I'm starting to think that, and I'll show you this as I talk in your screen so you can see, but when I kind of move my finger back and forth to scroll slightly, I see two things that I thought I looked at all this before, but I was tired. Remember, I worked 12 hours that day doing this. It looks like the very top hose clamp isn't even over. It's too high, and it's just clamping the hose itself, which is really bad. And then, so I only have one hose clamp on. It looks to me like the water's actually coming from the top hose, not the bottom hose, and it's dripping down. So I think what I need to do is get that on better, into that hose more, and then get both clamps on, and this should be fixed. Well, this really sucks because it's really hard to get in here to attach anything. You just can't really get both hands in here without possibly getting stuck. Let's see if we can get... You know what, I just realized I didn't actually tighten up. I didn't tighten up this one down here. What the heck? Last time I tightened them, I tightened the top, the middle, and the one above it. Oh god, I can't even get the socket on this one. And it's like I don't have two arms. I have two arms, but I don't have two arms that fit inside this hole. Dry. Alright, I just shut the engine off. I ran it for half an hour. No leaks, nothing. Not even a drop on paper towels everywhere. And so I know that's not leaking anymore. And actually I gotta go close the engine seacock now. Oh my god. I can't tell you how good it feels to be done with this project. And I thought it was done before, but to be able to really know it's not leaking and have a dry bilge, 100% dry, meaning that if any water leaks into the bilge, now I'll know something's wrong and leaking. Before, it was a little bit we would have to mop up. I never really knew. So it feels really good to have this done. This project was it wasn't a long one, like 12 hours the first day to fix the hose, and then maybe like 3 hours today. So all in all, it wasn't like replacing the fuel tank, which took a long time, but it was still a bigger project, and I'm really glad it's done. Now onward and upward to bigger adventures. Check it out, Gulf of Mexico today. Nothing out here. We saw a sea turtle just a minute ago. We couldn't get it though. It went under before we could get the camera on. Nothing to see out here. Well, now that it feels like most of the work on this boat is done, we really need to start getting out here into the Gulf of Mexico more to really get our sea legs and get used to being out in the open water to prepare us for our trip to Key West, which will be a few days in each direction, and we need to travel at night. So soon we're going to come out here and sail all night just to see what we need and what works and what doesn't work. Susie has been scraping all of the wood on the outside of the boat that after only 1 or 2 years is starting to fall off. So we're going to recoat that pretty soon. But it's just these small little projects that might keep us busy while we're out for the day. Nothing big. It's Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach. We've gone about 7 miles now. Cruising along at 4.2 knots. What you doing?
Scraping off the old varnish because it's really peeling and coming off pretty badly.
It looked really good when we first got this boat about a year ago, and it only took about a year for it to just kind of flake off. We want to oil it this time instead of repainting it, just so we can kind of oil it when we're out instead of having to go through this again.
Yeah, we're still going to need to sand it as well.
Yeah. This is the high side, and then this is the low side. Hear the mast creaking. Yeah. So we're out in the Gulf of Mexico, 7 miles out right now, and cruising along here at 3.7 knots. That's because we're maybe 4 knots. We're close hauled, so we're about to change to a beam reach and hopefully speed up a little bit here. But yeah, it's so nice out here. There's nothing in our way like usual when we're in the channel.
It's 75 degrees, and I just want to make note that it's a little chilly with the breeze. I'm not complaining, I'm just stating it for the record. We are healing over here, honey.
Yeah.
So I think we need to get some of those clamps that, you know, hold the pans in place.
Yeah.
Because a little bit ago I had this on here, and a wave came, and the thing just went flying off, and I was heating it up, so it's pretty hot.
Yeah, plus you don't want to have to babysit it like...
Yeah, and I didn't want to like just catch it, because then I didn't want to burn myself.
Yeah.
So luckily I was able to let it, I don't know, I think I caught it by the hand.
Yeah, or even if there was just one beam of like, if I put a piece of metal here to keep things from sliding off.
Yeah, we need something.
Yeah.
Like a gimbal.
Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh. What did I do to deserve this? Look at that. Oh man. Oh, we're getting some waves here. Not bad today. It's funny because I watch sailing channels too, like everyone else that watches these probably. And I'll see these people in like these big waves. We're out in like small waves and it's hard to do anything. I can't imagine what it's like to be in the really big stuff. I guess though, you know, just have to work your way up to it. headed back in through the pass. Still a few miles offshore. I think we went almost about 7 or 8 miles out. They have a nice breeze today. It's not crazy. I think it's like 8 knots, but we're doing over 5 now most of the time. It's funny because this boat has like an alarm system for if you do over 5 knots. That trickling sound. It only does that right when you hit 5 knots. So like you know without even looking that you're doing 5 knots. So now it's time to eat my awesome meal that Susie made me. Oh man, we're coming into this port here and it's like turned into just like soup, and every which way the waves are going. They're not coming from one direction, and it's kind of, a second ago there I turned the camera on because it was knocking us all over the place. Now it's kind of calmed down, of course, once the camera's on. Well, we are only going 2.5. I was trying to give it more gas, more throttle, and then it just made a lot of black smoke come out. So evidently when we were sailing, we got weeds caught on our prop. And of course we didn't start the engine again until the last moment when we were coming up on this bridge. So I can't really put the anchor down and go diving on the prop right now. I put it in reverse and I revved it and stuff, but it's not coming off. I can't get more than about 3 knots out of it. That happened to us once before. Anyways, when we get up here, I'm gonna have to get in the water and reach under there and try and clean whatever's off there. But I'll stick this camera in first and see what's down there. Well, eventually we sped back up, and when I looked, whatever was there was now gone, and we got our speed back. But where's my prop chef zinc? I asked the company who's... Oh, look at that fish! I asked the company who scrapes our boat every month. I'm gonna have to ask him again. We're out here on anchor. It's a nice day for sailing, but now it's chill out time next to this little island. Check out this canopy. I was able to finally put it up. I think it's kind of like a camping type of thing. It's waterproof. Good boom tent, easy to set up, and you can kind of move it around pretty easily. I'll try and get up here and show you. I have it angled because the sun's over here, down real low on the side. Put some bungees on it. It's keeping us cool and shaded, and it's waterproof. So I got to try that out today. That's it.
Well, hopefully this will keep the bird poop off of our boat.